All right, car salespeople out there, all over the world. My name's Joe Mallon. I worked at this big dealership called U.S. Auto Sales for about a year, and I went in to interview and everything, and they were looking for people that were strong salespeople, and I had a background in car sales and personal training sales. So I went in and I sold myself in the interview, and they made me go upstairs and talk to the COO. And at that time, his name was John Duran, and he was like, "How are you going to get customers?" And I thought to myself, well, there's going to be enough lot ups. I hope, I hope that there's going to be enough people that just show up. And then I thought to myself, just say church, or whatever. So I gave him a couple different things that I might be able to use to get me in the door or get people into the door. So that was my plan. I started working, and day after day after day, everybody sits outside and they wait for people, and they gave us a quota of 12. So I kept hitting 12, 13, 12, 15, 10, 12, 15. So I kept averaging right at about 12 to 13. And there were some guys that were murdering it. They were doing such a good job. They got all these leads coming to them. They were really enthusiastic when they were talking to folks. They built systems of how to set up as many leads as possible. And they had bird dogs all over the place that were sending them leads. And I was watching everything, and that's one of my things. I sit back and I watch and I watch and I joke around, and then I watch a little bit more, and I read a couple books, and then I watch a little bit more, and I started trying to figure out what these guys were doing. So little by little, I sat back and I sort of set myself up to run a bunch of Craigslist ads. So I used to work at this restaurant, going through a short stint in school and a bunch of different things. And this girl, a friend of mine, she started running Craigslist ads for me. So I taught her how to do that, and she pretty much taught herself and everything. And I started getting all these phone calls. And one thing about me is I don't really want to sell cars. I want to make money. That's okay. I want to be a millionaire, probably the same as you. So I sat back and I was like, okay, all right. And I was getting all these calls, and everybody, it was uncharted territory. And I was one of the front runners in the car dealership that were getting these leads coming to me. So, there was about 4 or 5 of us that were consistently getting a lot of leads. And to tell you the truth, it pissed me off. I really hate getting phone calls throughout the day, every day, all day. Once I talk to about 2 or 3 people, obviously, I'm building this. I'm one of I'm the thought behind this whole car sales cash machine movement, and obviously, I'm more apt to play around on the computer, even though I hate it, and even though I don't have very much patience or technical skills. It's just how I'm built. So after about 5 people, I don't want to talk to people. So I started giving my phone away. There's this guy named Mike, real good sales guy. Like he's the type person that could talk to people all day long. And, people really liked him, and he was really good for everything that was going on. So he started taking the calls, and he was doing good, like he started selling a ton of cars, 25, 20 cars. So, he even hit 40 a couple times a month, and it's like, how do you even do that? Like I would like, I know what it is. You have to talk to enough people and be happy enough at talking to these people that you're closing these deals. So I started working and working. I was sitting outside on the golf cart listening to all these different guys talk about how to get leads and how to build websites, and how to do outsourcing, and how how to do marketing, and all my buddies that I grew up with, Napoleon Hill, all the dead guys, And there are a lot of them like Robert Kiyosaki and the guys that are still alive, but a lot of these guys are dead, and I think that they're probably some of my best friends. I'm nerdy like that. So I sat back and I was like, okay, how am I going to build a machine from every single angle? So I started going through class after class and book after book and seminar and session and all these different deals trying to figure it out. And I built this website. The website was getting a massive amount of calls, just call after call. And, it was October, I started building it out, and we started messing around with it and, doing all the videos. And I had 4 people answering the phone, the 4 of the best car salespeople at the dealership answering the same thing. So the phone was ringing 4 different phones at the exact same time, and they were fighting to get the phone first. And I had it all just streamlined into each one of the 4 people's phones. And I was just sitting back, not even taking calls. And, I'm trying to perfect this and situate this, and I'm done taking calls. I'm like sitting outside. If I get lucky, I get lucky. I could care less. I became a bird dog while I was a car sales guy, and the dealership pays $200 every single time that my lead sells. So they'll pay the car salesperson, and then they'll pay me $200, So I set it up like that, and I just started taking a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, and I was thinking to myself, okay, January 15th is tax season, and if I can get this set up before tax season, I'm going to do all right. So I learned everything I possibly could. I was riding around in my car listening to how to build websites, how to do marketing, how to set everything up, things about Craigslist, how to make it so you're beating Craig.